And welcome back to the channel. This car has returned. If you haven't seen previously, we have went ahead and actually threw the car on a rotisserie and undercoated the whole car. So that's super exciting to see the car made its way back here. The owner now is looking for having me dive into the engine bay because I now have time to do that. And we'll try and start cleaning up all of this stuff in the engine bay and getting everything looking a lot nicer than what it currently is, and try to make this engine bay shine, no pun intended, because they did not use clear coat the last time that they painted this, and that is something the owner really would like to see. So we'll start diving into this. Unfortunately, I did not do all of this work. The rail on this side has actually been fully replaced at one point, so I have a few pictures I can throw up on the screen, and we will start diving into stuff and seeing what we find. Here we go. All right, so before I actually get going on the engine bay, I wanted to put on some body panels just to see where we're at with fitment, because I don't want to start digging into things and then find out that the fitment is super bad. Everything is a super rough fitment right now, so I don't have everything like tying down. All right, so nothing's jumping out at me like crazy, like a giant problem that I have to deal with. The only thing I think I noticed was the fender to door fitment isn't quite where I think I would like it. I don't know if the door just needs to be adjusted or what. I noticed maybe because they did replace this upper rail, maybe the upper rail will just push forward just a little bit. So if we go ahead, and an example would be remove that bolt where it mounts right here and then push the fender back just a little bit. We come back here now and it's like the gap fitment is much better in person. I don't know how this is coming across on camera, but yeah, it's definitely a lot better on with the fender pushed back like that. So maybe just, if you had to, you could just Dremel out the tab right here. And the owner already has panels and stuff that are all painted, but he just hasn't mounted them. So again, I'm just trying to get a feel for things before we go crazy on digging into the engine bay, only to find out that once it's all painted by me, that there is an actual issue. But so nothing's jumping out like crazy. I think the gap mint on most stuff seems to be, you know, with enough play that you could adjust it to make things fit perfect. So I'm gonna start dismantling everything, and then we'll start diving in. So here we go. All right, we can see I went ahead and threw this on the rotisserie. It's always a bit of a challenge getting on the rotisserie, getting the subframe with the wheels and everything down, but looking pretty good up here. I figured this would be a lot better way to do the engine bay, give a better product, and it'll also save my back because my back was hurting from doing all of this already. So let's continue on. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to pull some of that dent out here, get that a little bit more squared away, and then we'll keep going. All right, starting to come out, look a little more square. Keep playing at it. All right, so the engine bay is pretty stripped down now, looking really good. Do not be fooled, this takes forever to do. I know I'm seeing it on camera, like the easy stuff goes quick, but this actually takes forever to strip fully down like this. There's still a few spots too that I'm missing that I'll need to get to, but I'll do that off camera. Yeah, so moving on, with these dents and stuff pulled out now, looking so much better and actually like square. We will go ahead and start applying some body filler to this stuff. I know there's a little section right here that needs some body filler too. I tried pulling it out a little bit and working it around because like right here it was sticking out too much. So it was just like fat. Yeah, so I got that hammered in and we'll start applying body filler. And then what I think I'll try to do is do some of these spot welds while I'm at it, just so when Mark gets the car back, he's got a even cleaner looking engine bay than he probably thought he was gonna get. So here we go. Okay, so with the majority of the body work done inside of the engine bay, we're going to switch to using a seam sealer to fill up the seams. We're going to be using something that works on bare metal. So we'll just go in and start taping up all of the body seams everywhere. And then we'll go through and apply a self-leveling seam sealer to that. And we'll be good to go and ready for primer then soon. All right, everything is masked off for the most part, so I'm going to go ahead now and start spraying some epoxy primer over everything. So here we go. All right, we are looking pretty good here. This has sat for the weekend, so this should be fully cured out. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and just get some cheap can of white paint and then dust this on. So just like that, and now I'll be able to see how far I've sanded, make sure everything's sanded out good. So cool, here we go. All right, so I got days and days done of sanding behind me. This does take forever. I don't know how to edit it, so I'm not gonna show me sanding the whole thing out. But yeah, we will go ahead and get like the last 5% that I haven't done sanded out. I will go ahead and remove all of the masking paper, and then we will start prepping for paint. The car is now masked off. I'm gonna go over and actually like wash it and clean it and prep it so we can start getting ready to spray. The first thing I'm gonna do is spray some sealer, and then we'll go into some color and then clear coat. Here we go. All right, I gotta admit, I'm pretty proud of how this came out, considering I didn't do any of the actual like replacement work on the panels, and we did what we could with what was done already. So yeah, super happy with how this is coming out. I'll go ahead and unmask everything, and we'll start getting it assembled. All right, I got it back on its own wheels. That is always a little bit of a stressful process. So I'm happy nothing went wrong and we're good to go. So I'll start assembling a little bit more of this. All right, I noticed that when I took this off, the threads were stripped. The nut that was on it was the wrong size, so we'll go ahead and re-tap that out. All right, I got the threads kind of back. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then I got a new set of nuts, so go ahead and throw that on the car. All right, I went ahead and put in the brake booster too. These are both mounted in now. If you ever had to crawl up inside of the footwell, you'll know how much of a massive pain that can be. But yeah, those are now mounted up, so we'll keep going forward. All right, wiring harness is in. I re-bagged the loose wires, so that should be good. Last thing to put in now is the seat. Okay, so yeah, here we have it. We can see all of the seam sealer work that I did, covering up all of the spot welds and stuff. You know, there's no spot welds right here. We fixed that damage. All of that side's all looking good. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hit me with that like button because it really helps me out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.